And every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Lower with the gang gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Lower with the gang gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 1000 in the Cinco. Drop a comment. What up, fam? What's good? What's a good? What's our good juice? Drop a couple comments below. Yes. What's up, Bri? What's up, Holly? Yo. Yep. What up, Boosh? All you beaches. What's up, you fucking booshes? Making sick fucking games. Yeah, we're live. Daddy's going live. Daddy's live.
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine. Wifey is fine, I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed the fast.
Yeah.
I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you are all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz.
Oh yeah, it's on now. It's on now. We're getting it.
Kids in the back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
Yeah. Word the fuck up. That's right, my beaches. You know what. There we go, fam. 1000 Cinco. Do it. Suck my fucking beach.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1005 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What doth beeth the case for those sick fucking gains today, fam? Welcome to episode 1005 of the Sleaze. If it's your first daily sleaze, if it's the first time that you're sleazing with old Papa Swolio, let me know. Drop it in the comments below. If it's a virgin swole, if I'm popping your gains today, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to be like, you like that? You like that? We don't do just the tip here, by the way. We don't do just the tip on the Daily Swole. We go all in. We go balls deep the first day, so get ready for it. For those that don't know, we're streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I am everywhere, and you can catch the podcast, of course, everywhere that you like to ram your ear holes with amazing knowledge, information, and absolute stupid shit. So if you like to listen, make sure you check out Apple Podcasts, subscribe, Spotify, Google, wherever you like to get your audio gains. So first time, welcome. So this is the podcast, El Podcast. I got a little curly going on with the beard today. Completely unkempt, obviously. What gave it away? My beard looks like a fucking hot mess. What gave it away? Oh, you didn't groom yourself today? No, I don't groom myself for the fucking Daily Swole. I don't groom myself. I should just groom myself live. Just be here and be like, yes, I touch it. Just rub it on the mic. Little beard gains on the mic. Show gains with the kids today? Oh, you're watching with your children? Holy shit. All right, what up, babies? What up, little ones? All the kids are like, I'm not a baby. He called me a baby. Veteran Swole, Chipples. Hard nips. All right. Enjoying my sweet potato for lunch and kale, 69 degrees up in Georgia. I wonder what, it's a lot better today. It's a lot warmer today. Alexa, what's the temperature out? Let's see what she says.
Right
78 degrees. Holy shit, it's hot. I don't care. Low of 65. All right. So it's 78 degrees. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. All right. Well, I haven't been outside, so how would I know? I've been doing a lot of shit. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get my pump on. Anyway, those of you that have not yet checked out the brand new YouTube drop, brand new Driving While Gaining, brand new yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. If you're not yet subscribed to Papa Swole on YouTube, Swolenormous on YouTube, go check that out. And there will be a new drop. Hopefully, it should be tomorrow. So really blowing shit up over there. It's fun. It's amazing. And I say whatever the fuck I want. So if you really want some unchained gains and some rage, go check out Driving While Gaining on YouTube. So today's topic, and let's drop it. So here's the thing. Everyone's just saying now that their Alexas answered them. So, hey Alexa, I'm just fucking everyone up. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature? Hey Alexa, how about this? Hey Alexa, add sweet potatoes to my shopping list. Everyone's already got sweet potatoes on their shopping list right now, so sorry. I had to. All right, so everyone, today's episode is Body Bart. Today's episode is Body Bart. Body part splits or nah. So let's get this conversation started. In the comments right now, are you doing a body part split? And I'm going to clarify what a body part split is for those of you that might not know what a body part split is. Body part splits are days when you go to the gym and you do specific body parts. Now, you can kind of make this argument. If you're doing anything besides full body, then it's some type of a split. I consider when I call a training split, it means what are you doing on what day? That's what a training split is. A body part split is a little bit more specific to, okay, I'm doing chest on Monday, right? International Chest Day, or I'm doing chest and back, or I'm doing legs or quads or glutes. Like you're doing one thing, you're focusing on specific things. And you'll hear a lot online now that if you're natural, you shouldn't be doing a body part split. If you're natural, that's only for people that are taking juice. Well, I would have to disagree. Just because of facts, evidence, and what this actually results in real life. Now, if you're talking about maximum progress, if you're talking about what can work better for an individual, that might be the case. So I want to clarify this. Anytime you hear someone say, this is better, if you're natural, you should be doing full body. If you're natural, you should be doing... No, if you're natural or taking, you shouldn't be doing anything, especially listening to someone that fucking thinks they know what they're talking about, especially from someone just on the internet. You know, ironically, I'm someone that's on the internet. So I'm telling you, stop listening to someone when they say, if you're natural, you have to do it this fucking way. Because for years, I've been doing splits. I've done splits since I started. I've gone back and forth. I've done different things. And I've seen amazing progress from doing things like chest and triceps, chest and back, from doing things of that nature, of that type of split. I've seen amazing progress from doing legs once a week. I've seen amazing progress from doing legs twice a week. I want to clarify what's important, whether you're deciding to do one or the other. Now, when it comes to some other fundamental aspects, because this conversation has to be had based on your experience, based on your goals, based on your time available to go to the gym. There are many factors that will determine which one is best for you. Again, there are many different factors that will determine which one is best for you, whether you are a beginner, whether you are not you are on a specific program that is progressing you through different types of training styles for a given reason. Most beginners will benefit from doing full body workouts because of the volume per body part, the overload, and the mastery that you want to focus on. If you're a brand new beginner, that's not redundant, is it? If you're new to the gym, if you're new to making sick fucking gains, if you're getting off your ass, if you're overweight, if you're underweight, if you're new to training, it's about technique. Most of the gains, quote unquote, that you want to focus on is neuromuscular coordination when you start. Most of the gains you want to focus on is literally the coordination, literally knowing and learning how to move your body through space and correcting imbalances that you've accrued from being lazy, from not exercising, whatever the reason is. You need to teach your body how to move properly. You need to make sure your static posture, your dynamic posture, your coordination, your stabilizers, all those things are the foundation. When you build a building, when you build a skyscraper, when you build something really tall or anything, what do you do first? Do you build the 15th story? Do you build the top and work your way down? No, you jabroni. You fill the fucking foundation first. You gut the ground, you measure it out, you level it, all that stuff that engineers and construction, right? They do it all. They do the foundation first. If your foundation sucks, if your foundation's cracked, if it's uneven, if it's imbalanced, the building's going to come down. They're going to have to condemn it. They're going to have to break it all down and redo it from scratch. You can't fix those things after the fact. You can't take a blurry fucking picture that's taken in the dark with horrible, horrible lighting and it looks all grainy and you can't make it crystal clear and sharp. You can't. I'm sure there's technology or software that the government has that you can sharpen and fill in the gaps, but you can't take something that's really shitty, like a garbage audio file, and make it really crisp and sharp. You know what I'm saying? If you get a shitty picture on your camera, you can't use any filter to make it better. You can try to do it a little bit, but it's still going to be a shitty fucking picture because the fundamental shot was done poorly. We understand so far? So if you have poor posture, if you have imbalances, if you have stabilizers that are not firing, if you have problems to start your program, any program is going to be fundamentally fucked. You are going to have an issue. You may have an injury. You may have a problem down the road because you started off that program with problems that you didn't solve, that you didn't directly answer at the beginning. If you have a problem, if you have an imbalance, it needs to be addressed, which is why any quality program focuses on yoga. It focuses on corrective exercise. It focuses on encouraging that proper posture, that proper alignment, that proper foundation. So when you move on and you move into resistance training, you have that safer base. You are moving better. You are activating the right muscles. So the volume, your experience, and really importantly, your time available to go to the gym. Now, what does that mean? Everyone's worried about, should I be doing 5 days a week? Should I be doing 3 days a week? Should I be doing X days a week? I don't think that's where you start with the program. When do you have time to work out? When are you going to schedule? What can you be consistent with? Because when people are starting to work out, when you're getting going, when you're changing a program, when you're going into a new style of training, whatever it is, it's very easy to want to do whatever that program says. Okay, well, one of the most important principles of fitness, of making progress, is consistency. If you can't do something consistently, whether it's your nutrition or whether it's your training, if you can't be consistent with it, you're going to fuck up. You're going to fall off. You're going to fail. You're going to get discouraged, and you're more likely to fall off the proverbial wagon. If you can be consistent, and you can hammer it out week after week, month after month, year after year, of course, with tweaks and progressions. I'm not saying do the same exercise and the same fucking shit every day for 5 years, but if you could be consistent with that kind of output and adjust your schedule as you need, as you change jobs, as you move locations, as maybe you change gyms and you're going to the gym first thing in the morning, but once you get to work, like you drive 30 minutes and then you work out at a gym that's right across the street from where you work, and then you shower and you go to work, maybe that changes and you move somewhere else and there's a gym next to your house. So you wake up, go to the gym, go back home, shower, change, eat, whatever, and then go, your schedule might change. You might have the ability, it might turn into, I can work out more often because I'm not training at the gym near my work. Now I'm training near my house. Now I can work out on the weekends because I don't want to drive half an hour to go to the gym. Maybe you live in the sticks and you just, right? So maybe the weekends used to be off limits. Now you have a couple extra days where you can get something done. So your training schedule splits. So when do you have availability? When are you able to work out? Don't try to force yourself into a program. Use programming and use that kind of customization to mold it to how you can be consistent. So if you can literally stick to and be regular, going to the gym 4 days a week, then you need some approach based on what your goals are long-term that is going to give you the necessary adaptations in a 4-day-a-week schedule as best as it can. Now, again, if your goal is to be a professional bodybuilder, if you're looking for outlandishly high-level results, you're going to have to dedicate even more time and more energy and prioritize your fitness even more. But it depends on what your outcome is desired to be. The more results you want, if you want a $1 billion company, you're going to have to put in $1 billion hours. You're not going to strike the lottery and get lucky. If you want a ridiculous physique and you want to really take it to whatever the highest level, you're going to have to put in a lot of, it's going to be your life. It's going to be everything. It's going to be your number one. That's going to be the number one thing that gets done always. And that's just the truth. You're not going to make phenomenal, ridiculous fucking fitness model results unless you're putting all those things, all those aspects of health, fitness, exercise, aesthetics, number one. Most people think they're going to get amazing results just because they go to the gym a few times a week. Not going to happen. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people are more genetically gifted and are fortunate to fall into something that works for them more optimally earlier. But most people have to try things, fail. Okay, this doesn't work. What can I do to do this? I want this bigger. I want that bigger. I want to lose it. Most people have other things going on. So it has to be some kind of schedule that you can stick to. If you can't be consistent with it, I mean, drop in the comments if you've ever had a program schedule that you could not keep up with. Is there a program schedule that you've done that you cannot keep up with, that you fall off because you cannot keep up with that kind of level of output? You weren't able to make it. You started a 6-day-a-week program and you fall off. Any good program will have the ability for you to get back on the wagon. You don't fall off and miss a day and then everything's fucked up. So for example, my program, the Insulenormous X, the 90-day dash, if you miss a day or something happens, you just get back on. It's not based on, okay, if you miss this, everything else gets scratched. It's just the process of going and being consistent. So it has to be something that you can manipulate, that you can mold to fit your lifestyle. Otherwise, you're not going to be consistent. And then it's going to lead to like a chain reaction of you getting discouraged, you not sticking with it, you giving up, quitting, all that kind of stuff. So most people have started something. And usually this comes down to when people think, hey, I'll do 2-a-days. I'll work out twice a day and that'll be better for me. Well, that's not going to last more than probably a week, if that, or 2, and you're just going to burn out. You're going to get too fatigued. So the shit that you're going to hear online is that if you're a natural lifter, you should be doing larger splits, right? You should be doing push-pull. You should be doing total body workouts. Now, that's up to you. That's up to you. The most important principle to understand when you start training muscles more frequently is that you're going to decrease the volume. If that's something that you try and that's something that you approach, there's nothing wrong with it. You have to figure out what works best for you, what you can be consistent with, what you can overload regularly, what you can do regularly, what you like to do, something that fits your style and your psychological style. Some people like to target areas more. I don't think that a natural lifter should be going to the gym and doing chest on a Monday. I don't think that's what I call a real bro split. I don't call a bro split chest and triceps. Okay. Yeah. I don't really like that either. I don't like that kind of approach personally, but sometimes I do it just to do a little bit extra, just to shock the body, do some more volume, but regularly there should be, depending on the type of exercise. So things like chest and triceps, things like back and biceps, it depends on what approach it is in the program. So you have to take it in context, but we're talking about the standard, hey, I'm just going to go and do some chest and triceps, back and biceps. That's an option, but that's going to be something that should be kept more minimally depending on your goal. The reason why people say, or that you might have heard, if splits should be done more if you're taking anabolic steroids, because with anabolics, you recover faster, you repair faster. So that kind of overload will allow you to do those types of overload more frequently. And if you're natural, that type of overload is more damaging to the body and you can't recover fast enough. So the way your body will recover and the way protein synthesis happens isn't going to last long enough. In other words, you're not getting enough frequency because you can't recover in time to get the same exposure to grow muscles naturally. Now, that's not true. That's not true. You'll build muscle. You'll build muscle. You absolutely can. You absolutely will. Now, if we're discussing which is optimal and which is most efficient, we've just been talking about that for the past 20 minutes. It depends on what your goals are. It depends on your time availability. And not everyone has time realistically to go to the gym 6 days a week. Especially if you're a beginner, you don't have to be doing resistance training 6 days a week, nor should you. It's something you have to build up into. So some better options. Personally, I'm not a fan of doing full body workouts. I'm not a real fan of doing upper and lower body. I mean, I like it. There's certain exercises that are full body, like deadlifts, or you're doing even things like squats. It's full body. You're really engaging all muscles of your body. So if you want to call squats a leg day exercise, let's put that in quotes, because squats are extremely taxing on the entire system. You're going to tell me you're going to put a bar on the front of your body or on your fucking traps and you're not going to be working your upper body? Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyone that does squats properly, proper low bar, compacted back squats, it's an entire body exercise. It's a total body exercise. Anytime you're loading the entire spine, especially the core, it's a total body exercise. All right, it's a full body exercise. So if you're doing squats on leg day, you're working your upper body like crazy. Front squats, super, 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 super upper body exercise, especially with your thoracic and your upper body activation. You're working your upper body for sure. So deadlifts, squats, those types of things. Even when you're doing walking, let's say lunges, you're holding the weights or it's upper body, you're engaging your upper body. So the idea is, if you're a natural lifter, to decrease the volume per session, but train your body parts more frequently. Okay. Decreasing the volume means you're not going to the gym on a Monday doing 20 sets for chest or 30 sets just for chest. Rather, you might be doing upper body or push-pull, in which case you might be doing 6 or 8 sets for chest, for example, but then you'll come back and do a similar workout on Wednesday and you'll be doing another 6 or 8 or 10 sets for chest. And then on Friday or Saturday, you'll be doing it again. So you're doing, let's say, 20 sets or maybe 24 sets over the course of a 7-day period. You're not doing chest on Monday being crippled and then fucking 7 days before you do it again. You are doing less volume, less amount, less overload on each given day, which will allow you to recover more efficiently, and then you'll hit it more frequently. So it really has to be discussed in the context of frequency, how often you are training. It doesn't mean that you're just working out less. I'm doing less. Not really. You're doing the same, if not maybe a little bit more over the course of the entire 7-day split, the entire 7 or 9 or 10 or 14-day cycle, whatever you consider your week or your rotation, that's going to be spread out over more days. And that will allow you to recover more. So some of you already know this, you've experienced it, and float some gorillas and some biceps in the fucking comments if you've ever had a workout and you were sore as fuck. Now, that just means that you have a lot of micro trauma and almost borderline macro trauma. Like, I've gone to the point where I've been super fucking sore to the point where, like, it's just too much. It's too much. It's so taxing. It's so inflammatory. It's so stressful on the body that if you are immobilized for 4, 5, 6, 7 days, that's not the way to maintain longevity as a natural lifter. It's too much. And so often we equate being sore and being fucked up with a good workout. I know a lot of you, if not most of you, if not all of you, equate, hey, I'm fucking destroyed. I crushed my workout. I had a good workout. That you don't feel good about your workout unless you are really fucking sore. And that's not a good gauge of whether or not you had a good workout. Soreness is trauma. It's damage. If you're really fucking sore, it's going to take you a really fucking long time to recover. If you're super, super sore, it doesn't disappear the next day. If you're really sore, it is going to be longer before you can hit it again at anywhere close to 100%. A general rule of thumb is 2 or 3 days after the last day that you're sore is when your body is about, getting close to 100%. That's a few days after the last day that you were sore. So just because, you're sore yesterday, let's say I'm sore, my chest. Yeah, I did upper body yesterday. So, okay, my chest's a little bit sore. Tomorrow doesn't mean hey, I'm not sore. It doesn't mean I'm at 100%. Maybe another day I'll be closer to it. When are you actually 100%? That's relative. You can't really measure, hey, I'm 100%. But it's not the first day that you're not sore anymore. Just because you don't feel like, oh, I'm damaged, it doesn't mean your body's not repairing. Your body is always repairing. That's just your body. Your body's communicating with you. Your body is telling you, don't use these fucking muscles. We're hurt. We're working on it. Okay? That does not mean that you avoid yoga. You still do your yoga, your foam rolling, your mobility, your hydration, your sleep. All these different things matter big time when it comes to recovery. But the frequency is where people usually get twisted. They do things too often. Okay, so they'll do full body workouts. They'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not necessarily. You don't necessarily need 3 workouts a week. Not necessarily. If you're doing full body, total body, upper and lower body, 3 days a week, one, you're not going to do the same exercises every day. So you're going to get a little bit of variety and hit the muscles in a little bit of a different way. And you're doing a lot less volume. So for me, for full body, I prefer to do things like upper body, lower body. I like upper body, lower body days. And like I mentioned before, you're getting integration. So if you do upper body on Monday and lower body, let's say on Tuesday, you're still working your upper body. You're still engaging your back. I mean, if I'm doing squats today, for example, tell me I'm not working my upper body. Tell me I'm not working my upper body if I'm holding weights that are 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds. I'm doing RDLs. Like, you're working your upper body. So you still have to mobilize. You still have to warm up. You still have to do integrative exercises. But then tomorrow, for example, on a Wednesday, I'll take a day off. Maybe I'll take 2 days off and I'll hit again Thursday or Friday with upper body again, which could have some lower body components if I'm doing bent over rows, if I'm doing something that integrates lower body. So you can still coat on these body parts. And that's where, that's why, and for example, those of you that are listening that are members of Swolenormous X, that's why we have all the different training splits, the more advanced workouts. That's why there's all these different options. And there's going to be a couple more releases coming up soon for that allow you to fully customize what's best for you and show you all these different options. And what is really most important is you understanding the concept of volume and frequency, and then customizing your training that fits your consistent lifestyle. That's what's most important. You don't want to form your life to a training method. If I'm saying, let's say, for example, hey, the best way to train is to do individual body parts 7 days a week. Let's just say, all right, that's the way you want to do it. If you only have 3 days a week to realistically make it to the gym or do exercise, you're going to try to force, okay, I'm going to do this. I'll do it at 6 a.m. And you're going to stress the shit out of yourself just to get 1 week done. So you're going to be under constant stress and strain to try to keep up with this program. You fall off one day and then you're behind, and then it's a hot mess. One of the beauties of doing, let's say, upper, lower, push, pull, total body is if you miss a day, all right, you just miss it. Like, let's say it's Monday, I'm doing upper body today or push or whatever it is, or total body, and you miss it. It's like, oh, something came up. I just can't. I'll do some yoga mobility tomorrow. It's like you're 1 day back, and then you do every muscle group. So there's a beauty to getting everything done. There's a beauty to getting everything done. There's a beauty to not getting psychologically pushed back in your schedule. I know a lot of you get anxious about that. If you miss a day, you beat yourself up and you freak out. I'm going to miss a day. Oh, how am I going to catch up? I'm behind now. As if you're losing gains, as if like you missed out on something. Anytime you miss a workout or you miss an opportunity to give your body intense overload, do mobility, do yoga, do meditation. Your body is just going to recover, especially if you're training regularly. Your body wants it. It's only going to help you. And I know you know this. You skip a day or you miss a day and something comes up. You go back to the gym, you feel even stronger. You get a better pump because you're more healed. Like I mentioned, you have an extra day to recover. So you use that as a positive and be like, fuck, I wish I could work out today. Okay, no big deal. Let me recover even more and then I'll crush it tomorrow. And then that's great. So there's a beauty in doing larger splits. So like, a total body or a push pull or an upper lower, because it doesn't throw off your schedule that much. You get the frequency, but you have to adjust the volume. Anytime you increase the frequency, how many times you're hitting a specific body part in a week, you have to adjust the volume. So if you did do 3 workouts a week, you're not doing a ton of sets. And think about how that works too. If you're doing total body on a Monday, how many sets are you going to do per body part? You're going to do more compound movements that hit more muscle groups. But what are you going to do? Like, what would you do? 9 sets for chest, 9 sets for back, 9 sets for legs, 9 sets for shoulders, 9 sets for biceps. No, you're going to be there all fucking day. It's too much. Okay. So if you're doing total body or you're doing macro movements, you're not going to necessarily isolate as much for biceps or for triceps. You're not necessarily going to isolate those body parts as much because you're going to be doing bench press, rows, weighted pull-ups, dips, things that hit larger muscle groups in the sense of compound movements, multi-joint, where you're getting chest, triceps, shoulders in a single movement when you're using a bench press or a dip, for example. But in reality, what is your goal? And I will have to be honest, it's going to be harder for you to look like a bodybuilder. I mean, it depends on how big you want to get, what kind of shape, because the overload and the focused overload and isolation exercises are fantastic. They're fantastic for the body. You can't ignore or deny the fact that if you did an arm day and you overload your arms like crazy, you'll get big. And I know this for a fact because that's what I've been doing for years. I've been doing arm day and you crush your arms. It fucking works. It straight up fucking works. It absolutely works. It's just something that you need to adjust and back off of. Maybe you don't do arms. You don't do that kind of specific overload for 5 years. A lot of you overload body parts too long and you don't deload, you don't do yoga, you don't practice that active recovery, and then you get tendonitis, you get issues, you get that constant wear. So everyone's gonna be a little bit different. Some people are gonna recover faster. Some people aren't gonna train as hard. It's hard to say you gotta train, you gotta push hard. Well, that's a very subjective thing. For me to say you gotta go to the gym, you gotta fucking train harder, but I'm training hard already. My idea of training hard is different than your idea of training hard. When I say you got to push yourself, you got to fucking beat yourself up, I'm not talking about injuring yourself. Like, you have to, we have this conversation in the fitness industry, and a lot of this conversation is based on subjective feeling. How sore are you? I don't, when you say I'm really sore, I don't know what that is. Maybe if I felt what you felt, I'm like, oh, that's nothing. Maybe you feel like, oh my God, I'm so sore. And for me, I'm like, it's relative. It's relative. And the more you subject yourself to recovery and to this cycle of breaking down, repairing, your body gets more efficient at doing that. You get used to that soreness. You get used to those feelings. But you have to get into a routine and get into a pattern that allows you to progress, increase the overload, increase the intensity, give yourself time for active recovery in your programming, have it interwoven with yoga, with foam rolling, with meditation. And that way you're not going to burn out and set yourself back with an injury or like tendonitis or something that nags. Even just physiological burnout. That's a big one for me. If I don't feel like working out, if I feel drained, that really hurts me because I always like to go to the gym. And if I feel like I don't want to go, there's something else going on. I'm either not sleeping well enough, I'm not eating well enough, I'm bored with my programming. There's something going on. So that's a sign for me that I know I need to back off, think, unwind and come back at it a different way. So everyone's going to have their own sign. It's not always I'm sore for longer or I have an injury that means overtraining. It could be you're lacking appetite or you're feeling depressed or you're cranky or you just feel sluggish. You just feel drained and weak. You're not excited about your workout. These are all signs of potential overtraining, quote unquote. That's a blanket term, meaning something's not fucking right. You're doing something wrong. You need to adjust your programming or your lifestyle, your nutrition, and so forth. So there's a lot of different moving parts. So just to say that one is better than the other, it's contextual. It depends on your ability to execute, depends on your experience, depends on how advanced you are as a natural or an unnatural lifter. Like there's a lot of different factors that will determine what type of training modality and split that you should go for. Let's take some comments. If you got comments, I hope that was informative for you. I hope that maybe clarified some shit for you. Have you seen these fucking fake ass protein commercials promoting protein powder and they say cardio causes fat, which I think is true. I don't think that's true. And no, I haven't seen those commercials. I'm glad I haven't because that sounds stupid. I believe cardio doesn't cause fat in a way, but no one knows. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. That's kind of contraindicative of what you just said. I haven't seen that commercial, but I appreciate you submitting that. I don't know what that means. No idea. Trisha, I was watching someone on Joe Rogan who was talking about this. He was saying you actually do more in the long term, not going so hard. Who was that? What episode was that? That was the thing. So for example, that's what I mentioned when you do, for example, let's say one day, Monday, let's say you're only doing chest on Monday. So you do 20 sets. What if you did upper body twice a week? Let's just say you did upper body twice a week. And because you did upper body twice a week, let's just say, for example, you did chest. Let's say you did 12 sets on Monday and you did 12 sets on Thursday or Friday. That's 24 sets. That's more than what you did in Monday, for example, and you're hitting it twice a week. There's more frequency. There's more ability for your body for protein synthesis and so forth. Let's say you did it 3 days a week and you did 9 sets on Monday, 9 sets on Wednesday. I'm just trying to do some quick math here. Don't follow this to a T or anything. And Friday, 9 sets, that's 27 sets. So as opposed to 20 sets on Monday, one time, you did 20 sets over the course of a week. So long term, think about that. Every week, you're doing 7 more sets for chest, theoretically. So 7 times 52 is like 300 and 7 times 52, 364, something like that, right? More sets over the course of a year. 2 years, that's 1,000 more sets for chest. I mean, you can see how long term with your proper nutrition and training, that's more overload long term. And if you're not taking anything that's going to help you anabolically recover faster in this, it can keep you, because if you're doing really hard all the time, you're getting tendonitis and getting injured. Maybe there's periods of that 1 day a week split where you're getting hurt. So then you're not training at all. And then you're really falling behind. If you look at the macro, most people want to see something in 2 months and 3 months. Most people are looking at their training and their fitness in such a small window. That's where they fail because they're looking at it under such a fucking small, like a microscope. You have to look at it on a larger picture. And most people don't like to do that because they're not patient. So be impatient, go for the short term, and you're going to fucking hurt yourself, and you're going to wish you paid attention to this episode. If I don't isolate a body part once in a while, I feel like I don't get enough volume. Again, feeling like it doesn't mean that's true. It depends on what you mean. It depends on what is actually going on a big scale. It doesn't mean you can't do isolation exercises. If you do upper body or if you do total body, you can still do isolation exercise. You don't have to skip and never do bicep curl. You don't have to, you can still do your bicep curls and your tricep pushdowns. But when you do those sets, maybe you do 5 or 6 sets, but you really fucking crush them towards the end of the workout and you go really fucking hard and you're doing more resistance than you would on an arm day, because on an arm day, you're doing more volume. So you're not necessarily going as hard for the whole day. You're doing a couple sets so you can use more strength. You hit them more frequently. So you can still do isolation exercise. I'm not saying only do bench and do basic fucking lifts and never do isolation. I like isolation. I'm just saying that the frequency, if you're doing them more frequently, you need to decrease the volume. And you're going to be doing less isolation days. You might not have an arm day, or maybe you do upper lower Monday, Tuesday, upper lower Thursday, Friday, and then you do a 9-day rotation, and then you add like an arm. Like you can still, if you have certain areas of your body that need more overload that you see as you go on. But this is why understanding is so much more important than just following a plan. If you understand how you can manipulate your training, you can customize and see what will help your body develop more. Everyone's going to have lagging body parts. Everyone's going to have things that they need to focus on more. And if you're looking for aesthetics and balance and to bring up lagging body parts, you might have to tweak things. And people feel like a program is just like carved in stone, like the 10 fucking commandments. It's not. It's something that you can manipulate like crazy. I guess like the commandments, people manipulate the fuck out of those things, right? I guess what's the difference? I'm new and just started to lift and doing full body every day. Still no growth, probably not enough. Doing intermittent fasting and probably only eating 2,000 calories. If you're not growing and you're doing intermittent fasting, it's because you're not eating enough fucking food. You're skipping meals and you're not going to gain weight really by eating 2,000 calories a day, unless you're like unless you're like super tiny. You're not eating enough. If you're lifting weights and you're creating overload and you're making consistent overload, you have to eat a lot. Most people are not eating enough. Most people think that they're eating a lot. Oh, I'm full. Yeah. So what? Do you understand that eating more calories means you're going to be eating when you're full? That's what bulking up means. That's why it feels uncomfortable, because your body doesn't want to gain weight. Your body doesn't want to pack on extra fucking weight. It doesn't want to. It'll adapt to it, but it's not like the primary focus. The primary focus and evolution of your body is to find food and stay alive. That's the number one. It's not, hey, let's get on extra and build extra, because the more extra your body has, the more it has to maintain that and hope to maintain that on an evolutionary level. And food is classically scarce, the way we are created and the way we're wired. So the more muscle and mass we have, the more it takes to maintain, and the more risk of not being able to maintain that. It's more energy, right? So, that's what especially lean mass, your body has to maintain that. And food used to be scarce, so it was hard to maintain extra like that. We're just not wired to gain. We're not wired to gain. We can, but we're not wired to maintain massive amounts. That's why it's hard, and that's why it's uncomfortable to eat more. It makes sense that your body would want to be like, no, don't eat extra, just save it and fucking keep on eating it for more days and stay alive longer. Do you have an average time someone should put towards a workout? No, I don't. Is 30 minutes not? No, it depends on what you're doing it's not about how long you're going to the gym. It's about what you're doing at the gym. And of course, if you're going for 30 minutes, doing super short rest, you're not lifting as much weight. Yeah, the overload's not as much. Your adaptation is going to result in, it depends on what you're doing. There's no people if you're worried about that, that's the wrong part of the question. It's like, what do you need to do? And then, okay, how long will that take? Rather than, I have this much time to work out. What can I, there's no right time. There's no right time. You're going to tell someone like, if it's best to work out for half an hour. What if you're a marathon runner? Well, it's going to take longer than half an hour for me to get my work in to be a good marathon runner. Do you have any suggestions on what type of workout I can do to get bigger forearms, deadlifts, and forearm training? How many times a week should I do the workout? Depends. Again, it depends. You need more frequent training usually for forearms for isolation exercise. But that's why if you're doing more frequent workouts, you have more opportunity to train those accessory muscles. A lot of those high rep exercise or high rep body parts like forearms and deltoids and calves, for example, need constant attention, need more frequency. Let's see. Is the Therabar really as good as people say for elbow tendonitis? Yeah, that's why I tell people to get it. It's fucking amazing. Do you have a specific workouts for your body type? What do you mean, do I have specific body? What, are you talking about endomorph and that bullshit? No, that doesn't exist. Do you think religion is effective towards your workouts or against it because women and men feel so insecure? That religion has nothing, religion? What do you mean? Effective towards, that has nothing to do with fitness whatsoever. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know. Dude, that's like the second, you're like 2 for 2 with asking questions that make no sense. Do you think religion is effective? Effective, one, maybe, and no at the same time. It keeps people from doing shit that's bad. It also causes people to do a lot of bad shit. So people like to use religion to justify a lot of things, good and bad. It's okay to have beliefs, but I think religion as an institution is a fucking shitstorm. You can believe whatever you want, though. You don't got to be part of a cult to do it. Back, I think at episode 780, you suggest doing 1 or 2 lifts the whole workout. Would this be for a lagging body part? It can be. Look, I've done so many things. That's why I can talk on so many subjects, because I've done them myself. Yes, I've gone to the gym and done fucking bench for an hour. Like, I've just done sets and volume. I don't do that all the time, though. So I don't go and be like, hey, for the next 6 months, I'm just going to do only bench. I'll shock things. I'll fucking, if I feel like I want to do it, I'll fucking do it. And I'll try things. And I'll try different things. So right now, in this season, in my life and in my schedule and in my output and psychologically, I am doing larger splits, meaning I'm doing upper, lower body. I'm doing upper body on a day. I'm going for more frequency. I'm doing a lot more mobility and yoga. It's because of my time constraints, because of all the shit I got to do sitting here at the computer and editing videos and my focus and things I need to do. It's psychologically, I can wrap my head around it and I can stay consistent and still make progress and maintain an X, Y, and Z. But my goals are different than your goals. My goals in my life are just as much to help you get results as it is me. Before I started Swolenormous, it was all about me and getting, my fitness was my focus. It still is, but my time is more limited and not prioritized as much. It's next to each other. I have multiple priorities in the same bubble. So my fitness, my personal fitness is part of it, but what's going to keep me consistent in the gym has changed. I'm not going to the gym and doing chest on a Monday or chest and triceps or chest and biceps. I'm doing larger splits, supersets. I'm doing a lot of upper lower body, push, pull. I'm doing a lot of stuff like that. Sorry, Eric. Yeah, I just looked that's true. Thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate it. Or would you lift like, I see what you're saying. All right, so we're going to I have to do the follow-up to this. All right, Savage Memes. You're going to follow up that question? Here we go. You ready for this, everyone? Are you ready for this, podcast peeps? All right, here we go. Like, people believe that Christians are so insecure that they can't work out or don't have the courage to put in the time to lift weights or do cardio to lose weight. Dude, you ask the best questions. I still have no idea what you... I'm not trying to be rude. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about, man. No fucking idea. But I love the question. I love confusing questions. I'm like, oh, is that a riddle? Like, people believe that Christians are so insecure. Who says that? Who says Christians are so insecure that they can't work out or don't have the courage to put in time to lift? Like, what the... I love you, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I love you. I love this. Dude, drop another comment. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun. I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't. But I appreciate it. I'm excited to figure out what you might be talking about. I'm so excited to hear more about Christians. I feel like we're all part of like the show Vikings right now. Those Christians don't know how to make sick fucking gains. Do they, Ragnar? Those Christians, the Christians, don't know how to make gains. I'm Floki. I get fucking huge. Because I pray to the gods. The true gods. All right, enough of that. If you've never seen that show, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Anyway. So that's what it reminds me of. I think I'm going to start doing that. I think I'm going to start saying that. I'm going to start promoting that Christians have no courage. They don't make any gains. So I apologize to all Christians, but that's going to be like the new thing. People are going to come in for a brand new episode. What the fuck you say about my peeps? It's a joke. Don't worry. Okay. I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm looking up different quotes from movies and combining questions. Yeah. All right. All right. I'll give you an out on that one, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't know. Look, yeah, you're trolling a little bit. I appreciate it. I appreciate the troll. I appreciate it. Look, I appreciate. I don't mind it. I'm actually, if that was a troll, I hope it was, because if that was a serious question, completely lost, right? Can you imagine if that was actually a question, or could be answered if that was true? Christians don't work out. Christians are afraid. Fucking Christians make no gains. Christians are afraid to do total body splits. They're afraid of frequency. Yeah, what happened? Everyone's like, what the fuck just happened here? When did the podcast begin to be religious? I don't know. Who knows? I need to do a post with that voice. I'll do a face swap. You know what? That's what I should be doing. Face swap with the Viking characters, because I have a beard. I have so many voices, but I can't do face swaps because the beard will like just be coming out. So maybe that's a new thing. I know, La Bamba. I know. We'll see. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the ending to this episode, and I hope you enjoyed this whole episode completely. Make sure to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Brand new YouTube drop. I got a bunch of content coming. I need to leave right now because I need to go make some sick fucking gains, and I need to get started on some new shit. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. So YouTube's blowing up. A lot of people are jumping over there and checking out the latest videos, checking out the thousands of videos I have over there. So if you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, check it out. YouTube at Swolenormous. Brand new video that dropped yesterday. New one I want to get up tomorrow. So I'm going to go and do that. And I hope you enjoy all the content over there. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. If you're not yet subscribed, you can check out all the places to subscribe. SwoleNormousX.com for all the deets, for apparel, for the Gain Train blog, for the podcast, for to join Swolenormous X. All of it is at SwoleNormousX.com. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 1006 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for 1006. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.